Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading taking in the effects of the total eclipse. Now this is a fairly big event compared to some of the events that have happened in 2020. It's not an enormous event, but it is setting the stage for an enormous event with the great or grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn coming up on the solstice. It is a total eclipse, so it does have extra whammy. I mean, an eclipse is an eclipse, but the fact that it's total has that little bit of extra whammy. Now, I've covered, with astrologer David Fischer, I have covered the astrology of this total eclipse in some detail in a show that we've called 2020 season finale, which link for which will be down in the description. This is a general reading. I am looking at the energies, but I am looking for your sign. It's the same intro for everybody, timestamp as normal. So what's your sun, your moon, your rising? This I'm using oracle cards rather than a tarot Celtic cross this time, because this is a time for setting priorities. This is a time for working out how to manifest the next timeline that you want once we have the grand conjunction cycle change into the air signs. You either know what that means or it doesn't, but basically December the 21st, really big aspect coming up, sets the stage for the next 20 years and for the next 200 years and quite possibly 800 years. Again, refer to the 27 grand season finale. But what I will cover is the angels and demons that are looking after this. We have Michael, who represents, fertility, fruitfulness, unity. So there is a push towards coming together. And also what we set into motion now will hopefully get bigger. Now that has a good side and a bad side, because the two Goetic spirits that rule this decan, we have Renove, who is a favourite of mine. Astrologically, he can represent slavery, but magically, Renove is, I feel like I'm being rude, but he's hideously ugly and absolutely and utterly charming. You've heard me talk about him before if you've watched my readings before. He was a demon that went around the medieval world spreading peace and diplomacy wherever he went. You know, so he shows that no matter what the obstacle is, i.e. the hideous ugliness, it can be overcome by his charmingness. That a solution can always be found. Now, he rules this, if I remember correctly, by day. Let me just double check that. I'm sure it's by day. Yes, and by night, then Andras is the Goetic spirit in charge of that decan. Now, Andras astrologically, I'm sorry, I'm saying it with that little roll of the R because his name reminds me so much of Zathras of Babylon 5. But Andras astrologically represents folly. So it means that we are called upon to take great thought in what we are planning to do, because whatever plans we set into motion will be fruitful. Andras also is a warmonger spirit. He enjoys bloodshed for the sake of it. So you have that really obvious choice. Unity, as represented by Michael and Renove, or division, as represented by Andras. So whatever you're doing, I would say it's a good idea to make sure that your plan involves people coming together rather than drawing a battle line and go in charge. You know, there's because that will help set up, either way will help set up the energies ready for that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. As I say, I discussed it a lot further in the 2020 grand season finale. So, season finale, sorry, no grand about it. So general reading rules apply. It's not really a predictive reading. I'll be using tarot to clarify the oracle cards. But what we are doing is looking at the energies that we could use, or if I dare use the word should, that we are advised to use to send your energy forward to create the best timeline for not just you, but for you and yours. And that's the important thing that I want to draw out, certainly with Mihail and Renove, giving that message of unity. This is not just for you, this is for you and yours. What you set into motion now affects more than just you. No shit, Sherlock. So, what's your sun, your moon, and your rising sign? There's a link in the description down below, one for the season finale, but two for the Facebook page for this group. I put these videos up. I put the astrology weather forecast style videos that I watch up, because I try and make it a bit of a one-stop shop. And it's got its own inbox, so if you want to contact me for a personal reading, that's one of the best ways to do it. Well, it's the best way to do it. Also down there's a Linktree link that will give you my Twitter, my Tumblr, and all the various different paths that you can take to contact me. But Facebook's the best bet, really. It gets checked the most often, or even better, my phone tells me what's going on. So yeah, I think I will bring up your cards. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say, but no, let's crack on and bring up the cards. Okay, Aries, this total eclipse is occurring in your 9th house. If you are Aries rising, if you are sun or moon, then, well, your 9th lunar or solar houses. It's where you get to broaden your horizons. It's where you get to either study something new, spiritually experience something new, or travel to a whole new place. And study is important here. We have Isaac Newton with discovery. But interestingly, that's clarified with the Two of Swords. There is a huge message here about something new coming to you. And it's almost like something tapping, a new life direction coming and tapping you on the shoulder and go, oi, psst, this way. Because we have expansion, educate your mind and senses, really 9th house material here, with the 8 of Vessels, 8 of Cups. So it's that you are taking on board some information that is encouraging you to drop a previous idea. So we start here with Poseidon, with flow, and the Two of Staves, Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is exactly that plan setting that David and I were talking about in the lunar eclipse video, that theoretically you've already started under the influence of that lunar eclipse. But with Poseidon here, I can interpret that as go with the flow, but that's not how I feel. I feel like, yeah, there's a surface current, you know, of like going with the flow, where life has pointed out to you, well, you could go this way, and that's really the general momentum of where you're going and the way society, civilization and the locality is at the minute. That's the way that you're going. So you've made plans according to those guidelines, according to those thoughts. But the feeling I'm getting from Poseidon is that you're not just dealing with the general drift of water on the surface. All of a sudden, the god of the seas erupts. This powerful undercurrent reveals itself, especially when I've got that 8 of Vessels here. Are you emotionally okay with the plans that you have been planning? Now, I don't think this is anything you've necessarily set into motion yet, because either looking at the state of the world, it's not easy to set things into motion right now, or looking at the astrology, it's not, now is not about starting things. Ooh, just knocked the table. Now is not about starting things, now is about planning to start things. But this eruption of Poseidon's energy, and the other thing is Poseidon at times could be quite lustful. So I want to say, are you emotionally okay with the direction your current plans are taking you in? Is there something that you really, really want or want to do that your current plans don't cover? Because I feel like there's information that can come to you that will indicate that chase that, go for that. Or there may be something that arrives that really just sparks your interest and makes you go, ooh, what's that about? I want to know more. So go out of your way to learn more, because we also have from, I can't even remember what it's called. I think it's called just the Spirit Oracle, or Sacred Spirit Reading Cards. That's it. Card number 10, Attune to the Call. Tune in and turn on. So that you're getting rid of some dreams and you are forming some new ones. And I did mean to, I meant to look up the Holy Thorn, because that's not a card that I'm familiar with. Card number 7. Let's have a look what it's got to say. So, you have had some major struggles and may well be in the middle of some challenging life experiences. Know that the only constant in life is change. Learn from the lessons from cycles of blossoming and thorny times and move forward with clarity and wisdom. Make sure you experience joy and live your own life to the full without regrets or resentment. I need a mic to drop at this point, because that's exactly what I was saying. Something is going to come to your attention that makes you go, ooh. And I think some information is going to come to you that makes you think, you know, I did have planned. You know, I don't want to do it anymore. And there is something that you are wanting, something that you are lusting after, maybe, that your plans hadn't encompassed, and you are being challenged to chase after it. If that's what you want to do it. Go for it. Chase after it. But chasing after it means learning. It means study. It means understanding how everything is working in physical relationship to everything else. Because only from that way, with whatever your aim or lust that you haven't been addressing is, only by seeing how it interacts with everything else. Oh, that's gone a bit weird. It looks like loads of fairy dust. Let's see what I can get the... No, it's not going to work, is it? That's the only way you will find balance with this Two of Swords card here, because there's no point trying to use that phone now, is there? It's been playing up all day. So, basically, I nearly called you Poseidon there. Basically, Aries, that's really positive. Make sure that you are physically okay with what it is you have planned. And that's it. And that's also my final reading of the day, because it doesn't look like the phone's going to let me do any more. Let's hope it works better tomorrow for the other 11 signs. Enjoy the eclipse. Don't go out in it. Yeah, try not to expose yourself to the eclipse light, or lack thereof. Okay, see you later, Aries.